What's going on, boys? It's your boy Saroni Macaroni MMA here, back in another video. And today, I decided to switch up my video ideas I had today. Today I was gonna drop a video about, UFC 330, not predictions, but a video, pertaining to fighters in UFC 330. I wanted to talk about specifically. But I thought, after I watched Contender Series last night, and I enjoyed it pretty thoroughly. Like almost every fight except for like one was like pretty good. But I just really wanted to, start talking about Contender Series more. And let's make some matchups here today. Yes, we know the contract winners. First one being Joe Cropshot, then Tom Pagliarulo, Bilal Hassan, Abe Alsagir, and Anthony Wynn. Actually, no, Abe Alsagir did not get a contract. He's the only one, like he's the only guy out of all these fights who did not get a contract. I mean, because it wasn't a good fight for him, like at all. Extremely boring. I will say Escarrega he was making it entertaining, but you know like this dude Abe Alsagir had 15 missed takedowns, bro. It was bad. It was bad. The rest of the fight style, like Joe Cropshot went to war with John Connerman. That was a really good fight. Tom Pagliarulo had a really good finish against Anais Malamba. Bilal Hassan had a nasty instant finish. Took him all I gotta know is quick finish. Like we already knew before Consider Series, Blouse wasn't gonna get a contract for sure. And then Anthony went destroy Matt Adams. I feel like that fight looked one sided, and the Bilal Hassan fight was also one sided. Those fights were extremely one sided. And we have more fights to come for the next weeks for Contender Series. Week 2, 3, all those other weeks coming up, a bunch of other fights. I'm kind of excited for. But today I made some matchups for all the contract winners. Some matches I feel like that kind of makes sense. I feel like for some of these guys, you really shouldn't give them tough matchups immediately. You should kind of give them a guy who's not new in the UFC, but kind of a guy who's on and off. Maybe kind of a UFC vet. You don't know, but you'll see from what I made that these matches kind of these matches these are fine matchups. To put on the card. Um. Let's just get straight into it, man. Let's hop right into this with the first matchup I've made here being Joe Cropshot versus Cody Brundage. Now, this fight to me, Joe Cropshot, at first, I was thinking of giving Cropshot a very easy layup fight. I mean, this fight is kind of slightly easy for him, but this fight, even before I made this video, I was giving him Gerald Meerschaert. I thought, Meerschaert was probably one of the easiest fights in middleweight. He's on a 5-fight losing streak, but I just thought, maybe he has a chance against Joe Cropshot. That'd be an interesting fight. He's not really known for his striking. He's more of a submission guy, and Cropshot is a good grappler. We saw in the fight against John Connerman, he's a nice grappler. But instead, I said, let's give him Cody Brundage, a high volume guy with a lot of good cardio, lots of energy, a wrestler. And I do think this would be really fun to see on the ground. Obviously, Joe Cropshot, he can bang you on the feet, for sure. For sure he can. But the way Cody Brundage fights, the way he comes at you, this would be a good fight. I mean, obviously in the Connerman fight, Joe Cropshot utilized his height and his reach pretty well. He's not a front kicks. He kind of feints with the jabs and then gets in there. John Connerman didn't really have an answer to stop that, but I don't know why he thought he won the fight. He did not win the fight. I don't know why he thought that. But I think this fight would be a pretty fun fight. I feel like it'd be same like the John Connerman fight, although Cody Brundage is better than Connerman. And he would be a better matchup. This would be a fun fight. This fight would be a war. I think it'd be another bloody fight that Cropshot kind of had. A lot of visible damage you will see in this fight for sure. These two guys will be fun. Cody Brundage come for a knockout win over Andre Petroski too, a couple months ago. So this would be a cool fight. You could usually with Contender Series guys, it varies. A lot of these guys that I've seen, they can't find fights with and it takes a good a year to find a fight sometimes for some of these guys. But Cropshot, I feel after he recovers from this, give him a camp. Make a fight. I give him a Cody Burns, give him a Jeremy Ishii, give him one of those middleweight guys. You know, just aren't the greatest, but like could be tough for newcomers. You know. But this fight to me is a nice fight to make, and I think this could be a nice, prelim fight on a numbered card, whatever fight night, doesn't matter. But this fight would be a good fight to make. Next up, we have my guy Tom Pagliarulo, and I'm having him go against Javier Reyes. Now, Javier Reyes is probably one of the worst fighters in the UFC. I'm not gonna lie, in featherweight. So looking in featherweight, I don't know how this dude on the regional scene, I don't know how he has so many finishes, bro. And who is he fighting genuinely? Because this guy's not really good. In the UFC, yes, he is a win over Douglas Silva, but Douglas Silva's old as hell, bro. He's in his 40s, dude. Come on. And then he got some actual competition in the UFC when he fought Con Offley. And Con Offley just decimated him. Struck him on the feet and then took him down and submitted him easy. And that was on the Azerbaijan card. I remember that. I watched that. Pretty easy. I think this fight will be it's kind of another layup fight for Tom Pagliarulo. I feel like if you're losing to Javier Reyes in the UFC, you're like, come on, bro. You shouldn't be in the UFC. And I do believe, bro, like I want Javier Reyes out of the UFC. So I'm saying feed Javier Reyes to any of these guys, bro. Feed him. Feed him to newcomers, bro. Please let him get finished. And get him out the UFC, bro. I don't want this because this guy's not like entertaining at all. Tom Pagliarulo, his fight with Mulamba, it was not a bad fight. Like I don't think it was better than the Joe Cropshot versus John Kahneman fight, but it was still an entertaining fight. But this fight did have a finish. Mulamba kind of just gave up. I'm at that point. Pagliarulo kind of straightened his back out, started landing a bunch of shots. Mulamba was trying to defend them, but at some point he just gave up and he couldn't, take the shots anymore. But Tom Pagliarulo kind of did. Like, he didn't impress me, but like I feel like he should have got a performance and got the finish for it too. That he definitely deserved a contract. He'd be a nice guy to keep around. He has a nice solid ground game, but I do like his striking too as well. I think in this fight, you kind of had to watch it because Malumba, he's kind of he had a lot of power to him as well. And I was kind of getting scared. I thought Pellegrino was going to get knocked out for a minute because at one point they both traded shots to each other where they both kind of like got stunned for a little bit, but Malumba ended up getting taken down a couple of times, getting kept on the ground, got reversed. Pellegrino was the better grappler in that fight, but a slightly better striker as well too. He landed more strikes. Slightly more efficient, I guess. But anyways, man, just make this fight happen. We don't want to see Javier Reyes in the UFC. He's not a good fighter. That's all I gotta say, bro. His next matchup, I mean, that being the most anticipated guy in Contender Series this year, bro. Everybody's been talking about him. It's Bilal Hassan, and we're gonna have him versus Jafel Phil. Now, Bilal Hassan is a very exciting fighter. I just think that this guy has all the star potential in the world. I know some people were talking about because this is kind of like just some news I'm putting out here that was announced like today. For the Charles Johnson fight against Jose Ochoa for 3:30 on the main card. Ochoa did drop out because of injury, I believe. And a lot of people are saying, get Bilal Hassan versus Charles Johnson. I'm like, that's not the worst matchup ever. Like, but I feel like you're throwing Hassan into like a pit of fire. Because, bro, I'm telling you, bro, you do not want to put a newcomer, upcoming guy against Charles Johnson because he's gonna end up fluking, knocking them out, bro. He did it to Joshua Van, who's the flyweight champion now. He did it to Lonnie Kavanaugh, who's a current contender. Did lose the Royval, but still a very good up and coming fighter. And I don't want to see that match. I'm scared for some, but I felt let's put him against Jafel Phil. Phil's coming off a loss to Cody Durden. I feel like if you're losing to Cody Durden right now, bro, it's come on, man. Cody Durden is not great. What are we doing, bro? Lock in, man. Cody Durden's not great, bro. He lost to Jimmy Flick, and he lost. If you know who Jimmy Flick is, if you know, Jimmy Flick's not the greatest, but and he lost to what's his name? Jafel Phil lost to Costa, or not Costa. He lost to Cody Durden, who lost to Jimmy Flick. But this matchup to me, Bilal Hassan is I think this could be a nice, easy fight. Not easy, but like this would be a nice little fight for Bilal Hassan. This dude is extremely dangerous. He basically is like he finishes most of his fights, like really. He only has one decision in the UFC, and in this fight, we didn't really get to see like Bilal Hassan's true like potential. I mean, we know his potential. We've seen his fight in the regional scene, but like in this fight, it was such an easy fight. I forgot the guy's name, some Indian guy, bro. And we know how it goes with Indian guys in the UFC. They just don't work out. And Bilal Hassan literally just finished him. Got him down, started throwing a bunch of punches. He couldn't defend himself, and Hassan got the finish. Easy TKO win. Bilal Hassan, I think this would be a nice little fight. I would have Bilal Hassan winning this fight, but a little, like I said, quick, easy, nice fight for Hassan. Just to showcase what he can do. I feel like this fight will last longer, definitely than the other fight, one contender series he had last night, for sure. But I feel like this is a cool matchup because to add to a card. And this fight will have a lot of hype around it. Any fight with Bilal Hassan for being his first fight in the UFC is gonna have a lot of hype around it. Trust me. Anyways, next fight and the last one, that being the last contender series contract winner, Anthony Went. We're gonna have him go against Elijah Ellison. Now Anthony was coming off a very dominant win over Matt Adams, just like the Bilal Hassan fight. He finished this dude in like 30 seconds, bro. Like, if you look at the build of Anthony Went and you compare it to Matt Adams, like it looks like a crazy like a mismatch, bro. That his fight and Bilal Hassan's fight were the biggest mismatches I've ever seen. Bilal Hassan was like the biggest favorite in contender series history, bro. That's how you know that fight's a mismatch, bro. Anthony Went, this dude is bro. He's literally like Rebels to Spain, kind of in terms of like all power, but like guys who have all probably like Rebels to Spain, Gable Stevenson, like those are guys you compare Anthony Wynn to just because like they can wrestle, but like primarily they're guys. I don't know, Rebels to Spain cannot wrestle, but like they're guys who really have a bunch of power to them. They're brawlers. They throw big shots, and I think a guy like Elijah Ellison coming off a loss to Gable Stevenson too on UFC 329. That was a very entertaining fight. This fight would be same thing like the Gable Stevenson fight. Not saying like Allison's gonna lose, but I think this fight would be like a lot of big shots being thrown around, a lot of let's what's like knockdowns, a lot of wobbles in the fight. Like this fight could go either way. Anthony Went to me is like I look at this dude, bro. This dude's I feel like he would kill Elijah Ellison, but this would be a very entertaining. Like you put him against Anthony Went against any like blob, unranked blob, up and coming prospect. I think he's gonna put up a good performance. Now, certain guys you get a little iffy on. I don't think anybody in the rankings. Like, I don't know. I mean, I did hear that he could fight on the UFC Sacramento card. Like, he literally told Dana, "I'm not leaving Las Vegas until I get a fight." Like, he's hungry, bro. He wants to get, he wants to fight, bro. He does not care, bro. He wants to get in this octagon and fight, bro. And that's what Dana likes. That's what fans like. We want to see active guys because heavyweight sucks right now. I do think Elijah Ellison, he's not really a blob. He puts on entertaining performances. I mean, he's like 0-2 in the UFC. He's been knocked down both his fights, but still entertaining fighter. Anthony was entertaining too. Anthony Wins the guy who can save heavyweight, bro. He's up there with guys like Steven Asplin, Walter Walker, Breno Pericic. He's up there with those guys. Like he's potential to save heavyweight and be on that level of those guys, and eventually end up making his way up the rankings. He could possibly win the belt, but I think out of these guys so far that I've talked about, who have the highest chance of winning the belt, Bilal Hassan definitely. We could see in like 2 years, begin like a headline a main event against the current flyweight champion at that time. Like you never know, man. But Anthony, well, this would be a nice, entertaining fight, brawler fight, big shots all around, big knees, big jab, big strikes. This is gonna be a very crazy fight. Someone's gonna get knocked down in this fight for sure. But anyways, man, that's gonna end the video. Kind of a quick little short video I wanted to make about this. I'm gonna start doing this for every contender series week. Every contract winner, I'm gonna start making fights for them. We have a lot of upcoming, very interesting, a lot of upcoming prospects that I like, a lot of interesting matchups we're gonna be seeing. I'm excited, bro. I love seeing new faces in the UFC. It's always fun to see guys, whether they go in contender series or just get signed from different organizations, because they've impressed on the regionals. Always fun to see new guys in here, because new talent, lots of matchups you can make for like a lot of newcomers. Like Anthony Went, like people are talking about giving Anthony Went, Louis Sutherland, guy like Thomas Pearson, like something like that. But I just feel like nah, too soon for Louis Sutherland and Thomas Pearson. Nah, not yet. But give him a guy like Elijah Ellison, fun fight. I feel like when you got like you have prospects in the UFC coming in, you want to give them like fights that they have a chance in, just because it's their first fight in the UFC, bro. Now for certain guys it's different. They've really established themselves. Like a guy like Usman Nurmagomedov, you don't give him like a layup fight. You give him a fight of a guy in the rankings because of like the level of publicity, the skill level, his 22-0 record. You give him stuff like that, bro. But anyways, man, that's the end of the video. I had a lot of fun making these matchups, bro. I already kind of thought about the Bilal stuff. I was like, who should I give Bilal Son or some of these other guys? But I had fun. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe, man. And that's gonna be the end of it, man. Peace. I'll see ya.